Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janie and this is Taylor Eternal, and this video is going to be part of my pregnancy series. So if you haven't seen my first video, I did a 5-week video. By the time this one comes out, I'll probably be a good month far along. Anyway, again, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. So as it stands, I am 6 weeks and about 4 days. I'll be 7 weeks on Tuesday. So, and if you've noticed, I'm in bed. Yeah, so much fun, right? Doc put me on bed rest. So I did a 4-week video, actually. I think it was a 4-week video. So I'm due for a 5-week and a 6-week video. And I'm just going to do those right now in this video. 5 weeks and 6 weeks, we're just going to catch up. Okay. So my 5th week was interesting. I had several new developments during my 5th week. And you guys, I'm thinking off the top of my head because I actually wrote them down. I don't know where that notebook is right now, but I wrote them down. Anyway, I'm gonna go off the fly again because I'm not about to get up. I am comfortable and I'm not about to get up right now. So let's talk about week 5. Week 5 started off, I ended up with, an increased appetite. I started to get hungry more, started having hunger pains. And that was like early in the morning, sometimes in the middle of the night. I just get some water and go back to bed because we're not about to start that off right now. We're not about to do that. So, I would just get some water or something and crawl back in bed or whatever. But frequent urination. So drinking the water also increased my trips to the bathroom, along with this time of the pregnancy portion of it as well. A frequent urination. Let's just say the chi-chis got bigger. What else happened in week 5? Still tired a lot. I was really sleepy, actually. I mean, I would like fall asleep just in the car on a car drive. So I was like really tired. Not so much this week. This week I kind of feel like I got more energy. I'm still taking it easy, as you can tell. But let's say the end of week 5 leading up until week 6. Guess what happened, you guys? I thought I had a miscarriage. I did. And let me tell you, honey, it was the most frightening thing in my entire life. I have never had a miscarriage before. If you're new to my channel, I am a mother of 7 children, 7 living biological children. I have 4 boys and 3 beautiful girls. And this is baby number 8 for me. So I've never had this happen to me. I've never had a miscarriage. I've never had an abortion. I've never had an ectopic pregnancy, nothing like that. All, normal vaginal, healthy births, healthy babies. They're all well and healthy and, running around, kicking, screaming and, laughing and pooting, whatever you want to call it, So this experience, as you can imagine, really took me by surprise. I don't want to make this video long, so let me just get to it. It was during the week, I want to say on a Wednesday, and I just got through making breakfast for me and my husband. He had a late day that day, so I just got through making breakfast for me and my husband and my 3-year-old who's here. The rest of the kids were at school, of course. It was Wednesday. And after having breakfast, I kind of just sat in the family room watching some television, the Andy Griffith Show, one of my favorites. Don't laugh at me. I'm old school. I'm not old, but I'm old school. Okay. So this geriatric thing got me tripping. But anyway, so I was sitting in the family room watching the Andy Griffith Show, and I started to have these cramps, really bad cramps. I mean, I've been cramping, the whole implantation cramping and process and all of that and everything. That's been okay. A little Tylenol and it's gone. It's gone. But this was bad. This was really bad. This was really intense. And I didn't know what was happening. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I need to get up off this couch and go lay down. So I tried to get up, but I couldn't get up. The pain was too severe. It was sharp pains, sharp shooting pains hitting me. and it was hitting me more, kind of in the middle of my abdomen, the uterus area. And then it would be more isolated on like the right side or something like that. So at this point, I have not seen my OB. I have not seen any doctors because it's too early, right? Still waiting for my 6 weeks checkup because I am a high risk patient. I'll get into that with you later. But because most patients, doctors don't want to see you until like 8 or 9 weeks is the only reason why I mentioned that. But I did have a 6-week appointment coming up that following week. But I hadn't seen a doctor at this point at all. So I didn't know what was going on. So I thought maybe it's an ectopic pregnancy. This is, I don't know what this is. I've never experienced this before. So I started to freak out a little bit, but I stayed calm. I did stay calm. I kind of just leaned back on the sofa there and kind of hoped it passed, waited for it to pass. I'll be honest with y'all, TMI, okay, TMI. I did think it was like gas, and I thought I just needed to do a real big fart or something. Told you, TMI. Or you know what it really felt like? It felt like diarrhea cramps. That's what it feels like. And I'm going to say that because we human, right? I mean, we human. You human. If you watching this, we human. So it felt like diarrhea cramps, y'all. It felt like I needed to like run to the bathroom. That's what it felt like, honestly. Because it was all in my stomach, but like my lower stomach. Not like my upper stomach, where all the intestines and everything is. It was like in my lower abdomen, uterus area. But again, it still felt like diarrhea cramps, like diarrhea pains. So I'm like, okay, and my mind is going, I'm trying to think of any and everything that it could be, because every time I would attempt to try to sit up or get up off the sofa, trying to make it upstairs to my bed, the pain hit me, and then it hit me in a different way. It hit me in the back, it hit me in the legs, it hit me, from the left side, from the right side. It was just hitting me. So I kind of just stayed there probably for about 5 minutes. I stayed there on the sofa and I'm like, okay, this ain't working. Something's not right. And my husband was upstairs. So I didn't want to frighten my 3-year-old who was like right, sitting beside me. I didn't want to frighten him. So I was just like, okay, you got this. It's cool. It's cool. You probably just got to go to the bathroom, but it's cool. And anyway, ladies, I managed to get up off the sofa. I managed to get up the stairs. There was pain still, but I did manage to get upstairs. I came upstairs and I laid in the bed and I laid on my left side. That's just knowledge from previous pregnancies. So I just laid on my left side. I put a pillow between my legs and I just laid there and waited, And when I was laying there was some cramps still, but not as intense as it was when I was downstairs on the sofa. It wasn't that intense. It was just like menstrual like cramps while I was laying in the bed. So I'm like, okay. So my husband was doing some work, and he came in the bedroom and I told him, I said, because my bed was all made up. And I told him, I said, can you help me turn the bed down, because I want to get into the sheets. And he was actually on his way heading off to his shift. So he was actually on his way going to work. And I was almost due to pick the kids up for school. So moving along here, I'm trying to remember everything. So moving along here, he helped me turn the bed down. He actually turned it down himself. And he was asking me as if I was okay and everything. And I'm like, I don't know. I got some really bad cramps. I just need to lay down. So I asked him to pick up my kindergartner because she got out of school early. She got out of school early. So I asked him to pick up my kindergartner. And then once I stood up off the bed while he was turning it down, when I stood up off the bed, I kind of felt something coming out, right? So I'm like, oh no. Oh my God, what is that? So I didn't say anything to him because I didn't want to freak him out, and I didn't want to freak myself out. Okay, so I got up and I made my way to the restroom. And, at this point now, I'm like, okay, I'm really starting to feel something, there. And sure enough, I had started to bleed and there was a clot there. So now I did start freaking out. I really did. But at this point, I had already sent my husband to go get our daughter, pick our daughter up from school. Thank God her school is just around the corner. So it wasn't that far. He didn't go that far. So I remember texting him, I need to go to the emergency room, like now, and immediately I began to think, oh no, I lost the baby, everything began to go in my mind. That topic, pregnancy, miscarriage, was like right there. It was number one. It was it was number one on the list, that's for sure. So of course, I told him I'll be downstairs, when you get here. I'll be downstairs waiting. So I got myself ready. I got, my 3-year-old ready with shoes and stuff like that, and preparing to go to the emergency room. So my husband comes and he picks us up, and we go to the emergency room. Okay. And you know what? I thought they were going to take a sister and take me to the back like immediately. Like, this is an emergency. This is a matter of life and death. Do y'all know I sat in that ER waiting room for 9 hours? I kid you not. 9 hours. I was livid, you guys. I really was. I was livid, and I was just sitting there in a wheelchair. Girl, that's a long story. I'm gonna have to shorten this for y'all because it's gonna be a long video. So hang with me. Anyway, I was sitting in the wheelchair, checking in, all that. They came, they checked my vitals and all that stuff, And as I'm sitting there in the wheelchair, I'm starting to feel more stuff coming out. So I'm like, okay, I need to go to the restroom. And I remember asking one of the nurses, can I get a pad? Because at this point I didn't have anything like that. I'm pregnant. I don't need any pads or tampons, right? So I asked the lady for a pad, and I went to the bathroom. And y'all, when I stood up, honey, when I tell you a clot the size of the palm of my hand, honey, the palm of my hand, and I got a big hand. Look at here. It was a clot the size of the palm of my hand, just came rushing out of me, right? Oh, I pulled that little string in the bathroom, the emergency string they have. I was pulling, and I'm like, oh my God, do not tell me I just passed my baby. Do not tell me I just passed my baby. So as the nurse is here coming, I had the bathroom door locked. She managed to get that bad boy unlocked. I don't know how they did that, but she got the door unlocked. I guess everybody got a key. I don't know. Anyway, she got in there. And she sees me standing here, and now it's all in my clothing, all in my bottom clothing, my underwear, my pants, things like that. And I'm like, just cut them off. Cut them off. I didn't want to move. I was terrified. I was scared. I felt like if I moved in any way that more was going to come out, and I was crying. At this point, I was boo-hooing like a 5-year-old who didn't get her way with an ice cream, honey. I was crying. I was terrified. I was heartbroken. My husband was out in the car in the parking lot because it's COVID, and he couldn't be there with me, and that was disheartening as well. But so that happened. She went and got me some of those paper pads that the hospital gives you, and a pad, and they're comforting me, and I'm crying all extra loud, y'all. I'm I ain't never had this happen, so I'm crying all extra loud. But I got out of the bathroom, I had a nurse over here, and a phlebotomist that was like down there supposed to be working. She came up. She was a sister. God bless her heart. She came to me and she was like, okay, I'm going to take her. I'm going to pull her. They needed to do blood work anyway. And so she pulled me in. She was like, are you okay? Whatever. And the staff was just really nice at the hospital. They really were. They were really nice. So I told her what happened, and, they did my blood work, all that great stuff. Anyway, the doctor came in and talked to me, and I was telling her what was going on. And of course I'm boohooing, I'm crying. And she's like, no, just wait. I'm like, I lost it. I know I lost it. It's gone. It's gone. And she's like, no, Miss Taylor, just wait. It could be anything. It could be, I'm like, what could it be? What exactly could it be? What was that just came out of me? What could that be other than the fact that I just lost my baby? So I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. I mean, I'm a healthy woman. I mean, yeah, I'm geriatric. I'm over 35, but ain't nothing else coming up out of me like that. What kidneys? What is that? What else could that have been? And so I'm thinking, and she's like, well, let's just calm down. Let's just wait. Let's just wait till we get the ultrasound, till we get the blood work back and everything. And I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, Lord, I know you with me. I'm like, Lord, I know you with me. I know that this does not happen, did not just happen to me. So at my mind and in my spirit, I'm talking and I'm praying and I'm communicating with God. You know, I'm crying on the outside. Of course, it's a natural occurrence. You know, my faith and trust is in God yet and still. So I'm trying to keep it together, but, you know, trying to rationalize what I just saw and what I just experienced, what I just felt, against the knowledge that I know, you know, as far as being this early in pregnancy and things like that, miscarriages, ectopic pregnancy, things of that nature. You know, it was colliding with one another, you know, my faith and, it was just colliding with one another. And so, I just sat there. They wheeled me back out to the waiting room, and you guys, I felt another gush. I did. I felt another gush. At this time, my husband had just texted me and told me he was out there with our two babies, our 3-year-old and our 5-year-old, and he just texted me and said our daughter needed to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, well, bring her. I'll take her to the bathroom. So he brought her. I took my daughter to the bathroom, and then I went to the bathroom because I kind of, you know, I was already just feeling things going and moving. I get to the bathroom. Another huge clot the size of the palm of my hand. Another one, you guys. Another one. 2 huge clots just came rushing out of me. Not including the, you know, blood that was there on the tissue and everywhere else, but the clot was there, and it was one whole solid clot. It wasn't like little clots, little pieces. It was one whole solid clot. And I'm like, that's not even the size of the baby at this phase. You know, the baby's like the size of a little lentil or a little pea or whatever. Like, what is all this extra? What is all this other stuff, you know? So, of course, I'm freaking out again. And I'm like, no, not anymore. Not anymore. Just stop, no more. And my daughter's in the bathroom with me. So I am doing this internally, you know. She's like, Mom, are you okay? You know, I got her turned around. Like, just turn around, face the door, face the door. Wait for me. Wash your hands, but face the door. Wait for me. And I'm trying to discreetly, you know, tend to myself and not alarm my child at the same time. I'm freaking out mentally, emotionally. My emotions is all over the place. Physically, I'm in pain. You know, I'm still feeling the cramping. My body's doing what it's doing. Lo and behold, you guys, I'm going to speed this up because, you know, I'll be sitting here talking forever about that experience. I really would, but, you know, I'm going to speed this up. So I stayed at the emergency room nearly 9 hours. I got there about 12. We didn't leave till, no, I'm sorry. I got there about 2. We didn't leave until about 12 o'clock at night or something like that. I was there a long time, just waiting. I did the ultrasound, did blood work. The blood work all came back. By the time the doctor talked to me, I was done passing all blood. You know, I sat there a long time, obviously, and my body did what my body needed to do. You know, it did what it needed to do. And by that point, by the time I did the blood work, by the time I had the ultrasound, they saw nothing. They saw absolutely nothing. Nothing that could have explained or caused the bleeding. The baby was there. The baby was there. She's fine. We claiming a girl, so I'm going to say she. She was fine. She was where she needs to be in the uterus, in a great position. Her heartbeat was steady. I have the numbers here somewhere, the discharge papers, but my HCG levels was 5,000 for the time period that I think I was like about 5 weeks at that time when it happened. So my HCG levels was good. The doctor was like, he's happy with all the numbers. My blood work looks great, normal. There are no abnormalities, you know. The ultrasound just shows the baby. It shows the little, the yolk sac with the fetal pole in it and everything. And I'm like, okay, so what was all of that bleeding? I'm like, you know, he goes, well, you know, early pregnancy, bleeding is normal in early pregnancy. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Let's clarify something, because that wasn't bleeding, honey. Those were clots. And I told him the size of my hand. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, that's normal. But he's all, The explanation that he gave me, and I'll post the definition of the, girl, I'm going to jack up this medical term, but I'm going to attempt to say it. Subchorionic hematoma or hemorrhage or whatever. And I'll put it down here on the screen, and then I'm going to post the definition right here of it when I go to edit this video. And so he explained to me about it, during the implantation process or whatever, if the baby implants near some blood vessels or some whatnot, they a pool of blood will fill in the cavity or whatever. I'll get the definition up here. And he says what it looks like. It looks like it just all kind of just rid itself. Your body just rid itself of that. And he says it's normal. Some people go on to have normal, healthy pregnancies. Because of my age and everything, I am at risk for a miscarriage, a threatened miscarriage. So he sent me home with no meds, no nothing. Sent me home, told me to follow up with my OB in about 3 days. So I did that. I actually had called my OB, if I can go back a bit. I did call my OB when I was at home. And I went to the restroom that first time. When I first saw the blood, I immediately called my OB because, again, I had an appointment scheduled. So I wanted to know what they wanted me to do. And she told me to go to the emergency room. So while I was in the emergency room waiting those 9 hours, my OB office actually called me and told me, okay, I know that you have an appointment on Thursday, but we can see you tomorrow if you want to come in tomorrow. I said, yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. So I made that appointment. My husband and I, we go home, we rejoice together. He was praying the whole time in the car. He kept sending me words of, encouragement, words of affirmation, just, trying to keep my mind at ease. He wasn't physically there to comfort me, but he was there in mind and spirit. And I do thank God for him for that, because, I needed to be grounded. I did need it to be grounded. And, I was surrounded by a lot of people with support at the hospital. Thank God for those staff members. And then my husband, who stayed in the car the whole time, 9 hours, honey, actually longer than that. It was definitely longer than that. By the time I got discharged and was out that door and heading back home, it was probably about 10 or 11 hours we were there. My husband stayed in that car the entire time. He ran home, took the babies because it was getting late. And our 5-year-old, it was a weekday, she had to go to school the next morning, but he took the babies back home so that they can prepare for bed. And then he came right back. He came back and he brought me shoes because I wore my house shoes to the hospital. We threw those in the garbage. We weren't bringing those back. We threw those in the garbage at the hospital. But I wore my house shoes, and then my bottoms got all messy and everything. So he brought me fresh clothes. He brought me boots, socks, stuff like that. And I got to see him because I had one of the nurses wheel me outside in the waiting room. And then honey also bought me dinner. He picked up food and he brought me dinner and stuff. And, we ate outside. It was actually cold, so we kind of kept warm. The staff was bringing us warm blankets, all that. Anyway, just trying to give you guys a visual, okay? Trying to give you a visual. But the next day, my husband and I went to the appointment with my OB. And same thing, we got an ultrasound. We did get an ultrasound. At the hospital, they did an ultrasound, but they didn't give me a picture. But I went to my OB and she did an ultrasound. She reviewed the blood work and everything. She did give me lab work to, sorry you guys, I'm about to show y'all my ultrasound, but it gets stuck. It's stuck together. What's with that? She gave me lab orders to do blood work. I did one of them, but she wanted me to wait a day in between. So I went on like a Thursday, and I was supposed to go back Saturday, but the lab office wasn't open on Saturday. So now I got to go tomorrow, which is Monday, and do the second blood work. And then I see my doctor on Wednesday. So she's going to be seeing me every week up until like my second trimester. Okay. So I got that done. I got that down. And she saw everything. We did the ultrasound, as you guys can see. This is baby's first picture. This is baby girl's first photo. I got a few little shots of her here so you guys can see the little yolk sac. Their ultrasound was not the greatest, so y'all can kind of see a little bit a little bit of the little one in there right there. But she measured the yolk sac, which actually measured me nearly 2 weeks, a week and 5 days further along than I thought I was. We keep into the due date from my last menstrual cycle until, obviously later in the pregnancy, then they can confirm exactly how far along I am. I'm not concerned about that right now. But anyway, baby got her first photo. We are well. The baby is safe. She's alive. She's still with us. Her heartbeat is beating strong. As you guys can see from the ultrasound, there is no blood pool anywhere in there. So basically my OB just told me that it appears that I had a subchorionic hemorrhage or hematoma or whatever. But before I even had any knowledge of it, honey, it came out on its own. I didn't even know it was there. It came out on its own. It did scare the living life. It terrified me now. It did catch me off guard. Woo, my Lord, I'm telling you, I have never experienced anything like that before. And let me tell you, baby, I did not want that on my record, honey. I did not, my heart goes out to any and everyone who has ever had to go through that, myself included, who's ever had to experience a miscarriage, an ectopic pregnancy, any loss regarding, trying to conceive and have a child. My heart goes out to you. It really, really does. That was probably the most terrifying thing in my life. I actually have to say that was the most terrifying thing in my life. Other than losing my father, but I am glad, staying there at the hospital that long, after waiting that long and getting the news that we received. I ain't even tripping about the hospital. I'm not, I would have sat there another 10 hours to get the results that I got, to know and to find out that our baby is fine, that everything is well. It was worth it. It was worth it. I think that if they had done the ultrasound earlier, they would have still maybe seen some of the blood in there. That second bit of clots that came out, I'm sure that would have showed up on the ultrasound. And that information, me hearing that really would have freaked me out, because I'm sure they would have told me in some way or form or fashion or another that, hey, you got some blood in there, there's some bleeding in the uterus, there's some internal bleeding, whatever, in any of those terms would have, concerned me. That would have alarmed for concern. So I'm pleased with the way that things turned out. It was hard sitting there by myself in that waiting room, and I mean physically by myself. Spiritually, I was not alone. Emmanuel, God was with us, and I can go there with you, but I'm not going to go there with you because that's not what this video is about. But let's just say praise be to God, who always leadeth us to triumph. My husband and I are rejoicing. We are grateful. We are thankful to God. We are definitely faith-believing people who trust God and the leading of the Lord in every way. And I'll tell you, he never lets us down. Absolutely never lets us down. So thank God for that. Thank the Almighty for that. But anyway, my OB put me on bed rest. With that being said, she put me on bed rest. So I'm here. And I am on bed rest and pelvic rest. If you don't know what pelvic rest is, look that one up. Okay, look that one up. This is just for a week. Thank God. I'm about near the end of the week. And I've been doing good. I've been doing really good. Haven't seen any more bleeding, you guys. No, not as much as a smudge or a smear or a spot. Nothing. There's been no more bleeding whatsoever from the time I was in that hospital. That last little gush that came out, that was it. That was it, And I sat there at the hospital, like waiting, like maybe there's going to be more. I don't want to move. I'm scared to move. I don't want to get up. I don't want to walk. You know, I just thought more would just come because that's what was happening. But no more. You know, it's been a week now. It's been a week since that happened, and or a little more than a week. A little more than a week. Almost, yeah, a little more than a week. But no more blood. You know, I've had some cramping. You know, so I've been behaving. I've been following the doctor's orders. Okay. I've been in bed, bed rest, you know, taking it easy, letting the kids and hubby wait on me and tend to the family and the other children, and, you know, tend to things at home. I did have Instacart do some shopping for me, get some things for the house, you know, just some personal items that I wanted. You know, I was going to make a list for my husband, but, you know, hey, Instacart, honey, I highly recommend it. If you are on bed rest, pregnant, or whatever your case may be, or shoot, you just don't want to get to the stove right now, girl, get Instacart. I'm telling you, Instacart is amazing and awesome. Anyway, this is not a sponsored video for Instacart. I'm just saying, Instacart went shopping for me, and they delivered the groceries. I made my way down there, y'all, and did a video. So y'all probably seen that by now. But, you know, I had them go to Aldi's and get me some food and some quick stuff for, you know, my husband and my kids. My daughter, she's 15. So that's some stuff they can put in the air fryer. And honey, look, that's a whole nother video. And go watch that one. But anyway, you guys, I am going to end this video because it has gotten extremely long. This was supposed to be 5 minutes. This was supposed to be a 5-minute video. It ain't 5 minutes. But baby and I are fine. Baby and I are healthy. We are doing well, as you can see, and I'm grateful. I'm thankful. So if you're someone who has been diagnosed with a subchorionic hematoma or hemorrhage, I don't know how to say it, but if you're someone who has been diagnosed with that, I'll tell you, don't lose faith. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. You know, hang in there. Don't give up. My mind went straight for the first thing, you know, but I even saw a couple other YouTubers do videos on this subject that was also diagnosed with it. One lady said that she had bled for, I want to say 2 months, that she was just having heavy bleeding for 2 months. And then when she went back to the doctor and they did an ultrasound, what they saw in the ultrasound, the pool of blood that was there, on the ultrasound, it was gone. It was gone like that. It had just dissolved itself. But what she said her doctor told her was that it had rid itself, you know, so that bleeding she was having over a course of 2 weeks or 2 months. I want to say 2 months. If my memory serves me correctly, she said 2 months. And she remembered just being sad and terrified and nervous and on edge, just like us all, you know. But she went back and it was gone. So for me, I didn't have to go through that. Everybody's situation is different. I kind of thank God for mine because it was just gone in one day, you know. In one day, a few hours, I had to go through that. I had to experience that, and it's gone. So, you know, just hold steadfast to those things that are good, you know. Surround yourself with a great support system, you know, because girl, honey, there are some negative Franceses out there. I don't know if that's the right way they call that. Negative Patties, negative Karens. I don't know, whatever. But there is some negative people out there, honey. So definitely you gonna want to text them during this time. That's what I've been doing. Don't call me because I need all the encouragement, all the words of prayer and affirmation that I can get right now. I don't need no goofiness. So I text them or just don't, you know, I'll talk to you next year. Anyway, surround yourself with love. That is all I'm trying to say because, you know, your body's already going through enough. You're going through enough and you don't need the extra. You don't need the extra. My mom used to tell me, you know, life is complicated all by itself. You don't need no help. You don't need no help with that. So, I have just been here with my kids, with my husband. We have just been enjoying this time, you know, filling ourselves in thoughts and surrounding ourselves with positive energy, filled with love and supportive people and things like that. And I gotta tell you, bed rest has not been so bad. So right now, hubby is out going to go get me a table because I'm gonna pop that bad boy up over here by this window, honey, and I'm gonna be doing me some puzzles. I started back crocheting, so yeah, I'm getting into mommy mode. I'm getting into mommy mode. I'm about to enjoy this time, so it's not often a mom of 7 get to sit back and put her feet up, and let everybody else do everything. That don't happen, even if you're a mom of 2 and 3. So I really have just been enjoying this time, you guys. I am just happy and filled with love right now. So I am going to end this video by saying, be encouraged. Stay encouraged. Whatever your faith is out there, whatever it is and whatever it may be, hold on to it, hold dear to it, and definitely trust God, trust God. Fill yourself with his words, fill yourself with his spirit and allow his peace that surpasses all understanding. Allow that to comfort you in this time. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to my channel, and don't mind me, honey, because it's hot. This window over here is hot. But if you are new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. This is a part of my pregnancy series. I generally post makeup videos, wig tutorials, hair videos, things like that. And I got some vlogs on there, a little bit of everything, you guys. So check out my channel. Every Sunday, I am going to be posting a weekly pregnancy update as a part of my pregnancy series. This is baby number 8 for me, and out of 8 kids, I haven't been able to do this. So I am excited about taking you guys on the journey with me to have this beautiful baby, which I hope is a little girl, because I am so ready to surround myself with pink. I am so ready to surround myself with pink. But anyway, I know this video was long, so goodbye, you guys. Till next week, I will do a 6-week video then. So I'm sorry, this was really all about the 5th week. It was, but the 5th week was busy enough, right? I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot. So I'll do a 6-week video, and maybe I'll put 6 and 7 weeks together, because I'm actually going to be 7 weeks in a couple days here. So I'll put those 2 together. But this was my 5th week update, okay, of symptoms and things like that. I really can't say I haven't been feeling anything. I will say this: I've had no morning sickness, you guys. Thank the Lord. No morning sickness, a little bit of queasiness, not any nausea, no throwing up, no feeling sick or anything like that. This has been a great pregnancy so far. It really has. And I ain't gonna say that too loud. But so far so good. It's been a really good pregnancy. So I have no complaints. I have no complaints. I'm feeling good. I'm eating what I want to eat. I've got energy. I've got everything I need. So I'm good. Yeah. Anyway, thanks again for watching the video. You guys take care. God bless you out there. Love you. Bye-bye.